Hi, I'd like to welcome you all this evening to the Dream Team's Mastermind Hangout. I'm Debbie, the Debonair Marketer, and we have Johnny on the panel, who is part of the Debonair Dream Team, and we have two fabulous guests. We've got Seb and Simon, who are going to share their stories with us and come along the journey with us this evening as well. So welcome to everyone. And Seb, if I can jump over to you and let you tell us your short story.
Cool. Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Great stuff. Okay, so Johnny, just for your sake, really, my name's Seb Brantigan. And for anyone else who's watching, of course, for those of you who don't know me, I've been in the industry for before I actually got into millionaire mentoring. Which I've only actually been in for under 3 weeks. But before that, I was doing a lot of, I was in network marketing probably since about 2009, 2010. And at that kind of point in my life, I was, playing with a lot of different ideas, and I basically just Googled how to make money online. I had no real mentoring, no guidance, no clue what to do. And I just found myself, investing in this thing, buying that thing, joining this deal, and then joining that deal. I had no real sense of direction as to, first of all, I didn't know my goals, which obviously is not helpful. But the other thing is I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone who had been where I want to go, showing me the easy way. So I thought that I had to basically struggle in order to see success, which is absolutely not the case. It is if that's the path you want to choose, but actually the easiest way to actually have success is just to follow someone who's successful and work with them as closely as possible, so you can get as much mentoring and information from them as possible. So that's basically what I did about kind of fast forwarding to about 3 weeks ago when I joined Power Network. And before that, I was maybe only sponsoring 1 or 2 people a month into a different business, and that was quite difficult to actually get those people in. And so when I joined a Power Network, things were very different. Within my first 2 weeks, I managed to bring 5 people in, which got me to boss in Empower Network, and you need to bring 5 people in to reach the boss rank. I also made boss maker by being, you have to be boss yourself, so you have to bring in 5 yourself, and you have to have a teammate who also brings in 5. Now Simon is the guy who brought in those 5. I think he's actually on 6 signups now, which is incredible.
Nice.
So Simon's just absolutely blowing it up. He's just taking what is in the training and applying
60 signups.
60 signups. There we go. he's got it. He's got the strategy down to a T. But he's the thing is he's getting great results. But he's like me. We're not creating our own systems and ways of doing things. We're just literally following everything that Darren Little and Millionaire Mentoring is teaching us. Well, we do of course add our own personal flair, so we make it unique to us, and we make it about us. But in terms of things to share on Facebook and generally speaking, we what works well is sharing other people's success stories. We're in a mindset of abundance where there's more than enough for everyone, and so we're all totally okay with sharing each other's results, because we know that we leverage off the team rather than us individually. So people are joining the team and joining the Millionaire Mentoring, and so that's kind of our brand and thing we promote. And so if we all piece together and promote that together, it's going to be a lot easier to build a lot of momentum than it is to try and build something separately. So this is all our group, our team that we own. We have like a great Facebook group where we share some ideas, and if we have anything profound, or anything helpful, we just share it in the group. So it's all like it's all our team essentially, which is awesome. So that's been my experience, and I must say from Millionaire Mentoring with Darren, that's been a huge. I mean, that was really the primary reason why I joined. I will be totally transparent with you. At first, I wasn't that interested in Empower Network. I was just kind of curious about it, liked the concept of it, but it wasn't that interested. So, but at first, I kind of grew to like it though recently. When I joined Darren, I thought, well, I'm going to get started. I need the Millionaire Mentoring. Going to put my ego aside and just and just learn what he's teaching and just apply it. So I did that, and I thought, okay, cool. And then I saw what's going on with Empower Network. They have a great blogging platform. It's literally plug and play. I mean, I set up the whole thing in like an hour, which for anyone who's set up a WordPress blog before on your own, that when I actually set up my first blog about 2 years ago, that took me like a whole day. It took me like 10, 11 hours just to get it set up.
Yeah.
Debbie knows the struggle there, and that was literally just to get it up and running. That was not like graphics. That wasn't adding any content or any pages. It was literally just to get it a functioning website that someone could look at. So really struggled for a long time. Like I said, trying to do everything on my own. And I think the biggest tip that I can give, if you're new to the team, which Johnny, I'm guessing you joined recently, and obviously we've all got people who are new to the team, so this will be of benefit of them to hear as well. But just follow the system.
You've been for about a month, haven't you, Johnny?
Yeah.
About a month.
A month. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So still fairly new. That's awesome. So just focus on what the team are doing. If someone has had a particular breakthrough, just share it with other people. I would just share. Leverage off the team, leverage what we already have, until you have the confidence to go out and create your own stuff. Just leverage what we already have, and that in my view should be enough to sponsor a few people easily. Just promote the trainings that Darren does, share what the success stories in the team. Even if you've had no results, it doesn't matter. Someone in the team has had good results, and just be quite transparent about what we're doing in the team here in terms of, it's like when I talk to people, I say, I'll be honest, I kind of joined for the training, and then I got to like the business model. So a few people are like, well, Empower Network, is it that business and this and that? Well, it's not about the company, and Darren could have been in many other companies, and I still probably would have joined, because I joined Darren and I joined Millionaire Mentoring, not the company itself. So that's, I could go on a very long tangent here, so that's all I will say for now. So that's kind of my shortish story of Millionaire Mentoring and how I got in.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Seb.
No worries.
Brilliant. Thank you. Simon, are you ready? Would you like to unmute yourself?
Yeah, ready to rock. Been working all day, and I mean, I just want to say.
Annette's trying to get on. She's just having a bit of difficulty at the moment, so I've sent her an invite and see if she can get on that way.
Okay.
Oh, she's ringing me now.
Should I start? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Simon.
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
Renette.
Sorry, Simon.
Okay. So my name's Simon Davis. I'm 27 years old. I got started in the industry 3 years ago, because in the UK, if you're living here, jobs are really scarce. I've got a degree in graphic design, and yet I still couldn't find a job doing anything, because there just wasn't any jobs. So I had to provide for my family. I looked for how to make money online and found a site clicking adverts, and I made 7p my first week, which was a breakthrough, because it was possible to make money online. All these adverts led over to multi-level marketing companies, and then I got involved for one of them, spammed all my friends and family, they all rejected me, and then my dream was dead. And that's pretty much the whole 100% of the industry story, just said from right there, right then. So, but then I jumped in and out of companies like a leapfrog for the last 2.5 years. And yeah, I've started before. I just want to say that I absolutely love this industry and love how simple and easy it is compared to flipping burgers or cleaning windows or washing cars or just a normal physical job. Like, I'm just sitting at home, I've got a nice brew, not my cup but I've got a nice brew, finished work, and I'm with some friends having a great time, leveraging the internet, making live transformational income with no cap, and I think that's just absolutely amazing to do that, like, every day, whenever we want. We're our own boss, we pick and choose our own hours, and with Millionaire Mentoring, we actually pick and choose our own salary, depending on how much work we do, which is right work. So yeah, I struggled for 3 years. As I said, I approached all my friends and family, they rejected me, and then my dream was dead. And I went into I went into all the groups, started spamming them like most people, didn't have no guidance, running around like a headless chicken. I built about 4 companies, and then they all came crashing down because I didn't have no leadership skills. Guys, if you're taking notes, write this down and put a massive box around it, highlight it in whatever your favorite color highlight you've got there. Leadership is the business model, and this is exactly what we're doing here today. We're being leaders, sharing our story because our stories sell, because information tells and stories sell. We're being leaders. And this is not about pitching features and benefits or pitching and closing. It's about relationships, building bonds with human souls and human hearts, not just robots, not just seeing everyone with a paycheck on their forehead. Because if you do that, you're going to fail miserably. This is an emotional roller coaster of a journey at first until you start to control it more. And it can get emotional, but life can be emotional, and if you like, when you dig deep of what's holding you back, you realize it's you. So that's from Millionaire Mentoring. Ever since I've got into Millionaire Mentoring, it's I was going to say game, but it's not a game because it's serious. This is a business, so I won't call it a game. This business is easy. It's simple, and I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any in between anymore. I'm getting either a yes or just a completely. They completely block me. They completely can't take this new reality that I'm trying to shift them into, and they completely block me. And I'm absolutely fine with that because at the end of the day, their opinions don't pay my bills. Their reality doesn't affect mine if I don't let it. So if they block me, fair enough. I move on to the next person who I can help provide a lot of value and a lot of solutions for their problems for. And this all lingo. The past few minutes is all through Millionaire Mentoring. It's just like second nature to all of us now. That this is so easy. It's a problem-solving solution and problem-solving industry. We've got the solution to their problems. Millionaire Mentoring is amazing, and it blew my mind what we get into here. It's nothing like I've ever seen in my life, never mind online, in my entire life. And it's way worth more than the highest entry fee that's possible in our company. And we have the keys to financial freedom. We have the keys to universal abundance through Millionaire Mentoring. It's not about the program, like everyone says here. It's not about the program. The program is phenomenal, and the leverage in it is amazing, but it's not about the program. It's about Millionaire Mentoring and the collective team, like we're here today, all learning, sharing, growing off each other. So yeah, I joined 3 weeks ago. I hit boss in 10 days. Helped Seb go boss maker. My goal is to get 1 rank each month at least. Obviously, the higher ranks is going to take a bit longer, maybe. But if obviously we're the creator of our own reality, so if I say it's going to happen, then and I take the right action steps towards it being happening and believe it's going to happen, it'll happen for you. So
brilliant. Thanks for that, Simon. That's fantastic. Johnny, would you just like to tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into the actual training, just so the guys know a little bit of background about you, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. But I was gonna ask about these 2 guys. Like, how many people do they like talk to in a day? Like 25 people, or like to Simon and Seb? How many people do they talk to on Facebook?
We're going to go through that, Johnny.
Oh, okay. I guess you could say back in 2011. The story was basically I had a relationship, but it went like south. So what happened is I was so sad that basically it broke my heart. So I couldn't see a way out. I hated everything. I cursed at God. I questioned why we were here and what's the meaning of life. And then what happened is something strange, right? It was a magical day when I went to college, and I start something happened. Basically, that I had challenge all over my college classmates, my teachers, my family, and then I had to talk to a therapist, right? And then she showed me self-fulfilling prophecy, and then I start using it, and then I start seeing coincidence everywhere. And then my friend showed me, listen to this guy talk about the law of attraction, and then bam, everything just I just pieced everything together. So that's how like law of attraction, and I start reading books trying to find answers because we live in a world that we've been conditioned that we're stuck in a world that's I call it, or people call it, the matrix, because we've been conditioned as kids to think that life is unfair, it's random, it's chaos, but it's untrue. Like that's pretty much it.
Excellent. That's lovely, Johnny. Thanks for sharing that. That's really precious. Thank you. Right, so what I'm going to do, Annette's really struggling. She can't get on. It keeps dropping out on her, so she can see the recording. So I'm going to carry on now and share my screen, Johnny, and spend most of the rest of the time going through how to use Facebook to get you your sign-ups. Okay? And it's all about attraction marketing. And Seb and Simon, come in whenever you feel that I might be missing something or that you can add to it. That would be brilliant. So I'm just going to share my screen. Just bear with me till I find the buttons. Oh, hang on, I'll just take all my messages off.
Very popular, Debbie.
Oh, sweet. Right. Go on to my actual page. Latest video, very scary.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Very scary video, that one. The video's not scary, it's just the girl doing it scary.
Just plug back in so I can dull out any noise. Okay, can you hear me, Johnny?
I think so. I don't know. I'm so confused. There's two.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see your screen.
Yeah, excellent. Right, the first step that I want to do is go through the things that I post on my page. Okay? Like we were talking, I think it was last week, put things of value on. So, share results from the team, anything motivational, you're a whiz on law of attraction, so anything like that. Videos have so much interaction, it's just untrue. And just give as much value as possible to get yourself to a kind of leadership role. So if I just go down and I'll just show you what I've put on, and if you're struggling to find something, if you go into the team page, which is the 7-figure maximizer, the Vortex one, there's loads of things posted on there that you can leverage from and just make it your own. Put your own words into it, change it, put a different picture on it, and until you get comfortable in creating your own posts and your own content. So use it. It's there to be leveraged from. Okay.
I was just going to jump in there and say, like, even Darren's posts, you could just copy and paste the status and then just put it as yours. It's anything that works, just replicate it. It's even if it's just copy and pasting the entire thing. If that gets you sign-ups, then then keep doing it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So I just had to jump in and say that. But yeah,
no, great, thank you.
Yeah, it's not cheating because we've been conditioned ever since school that that you can't copy off people, but in our team we can, and it online you can. Become successful online you can copy, so it's not a burden to copy off your friend or copy off some top leader to get the results you want. It's not a burden. You should do it. It's the only way, really. Darren does it, and we're going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. We're only following Darren, and Darren's followed somebody else, so that's why it's one massive team, one massive community from from everywhere, and you can just leverage from anyone. So if I take it down, this is some value about really getting it out there, that the importance of having a goal, because there's a lot of people out there who actually don't have any, and just kind of go through life not really knowing where they're going and what they're trying to achieve. And sometimes I think that's quite sad that people struggle when they haven't actually got something to aim for. And I'll go into this section in a second with you all on how this is so important. After I've shown you some more of the content. This was something I came across, and it's Jim Rohan's, and again it's giving you value, and it's a little bit of where I got my idea for my video, which is further up. And it even says mentor to the masters. That's exactly who he was, Jim Rohan. So Jim Rohan was what do you call him? Tony Robbins' mentor. Tony Robbins was actually Darren's mentor, so we're actually in a group of greats, which is brilliant. And then again, it's just given value about how people suffer from rejection, don't know how to cope with rejection. This I think is very good, even though I say it myself. I was actually speaking to this gentleman today, and he wants to get a job in Apple. So he used to work for Apple, and now he wants to go and get. I think that's the gentleman. I think that's the same one. If it's not, I apologise. But he used to work for Apple, and now he wants to go and work for Apple in America. So, but then after our conversation and we said goodbye, he posted this on. So I must have made an impression. And again, it's just all value or inspirational or motivational. I'm trying to find some success stories. I think I'll go up to 7 a second, I think, when my computer decides to scroll down. Oh, there we go. Here it comes. So you see, Johnny, we've leveraged this from Darren's post to congratulate Seb on going all in. After 2 weeks of quantum physics millionaire mentoring. So it's really important that you get yourself to millionaire mentoring, Johnny. It's on a Saturday, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Pacific time, and it's on a Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Am I right there, guys? Have I got them right?
Yeah, that's it. Perfect.
Yeah. I have to kind of rethink because I was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
We've got access all areas tonight as well.
Yeah.
The team.
So Johnny, really, if you can, especially the Saturday one, because the Saturday one it really goes into depth because that's 3 hours long. The Saturday one.
Okay.
So if you can, you really need to get to those, and you'll have some massive breakthroughs like I have, like Seb has, like Simon has, and like a lot of other people have. It's really important to get to them. Oh, she's there again. Again, some other income, celebrations of sharing people's income. And the way Darren showed me to share these, you don't actually have to say who they are. And it doesn't mean to say that you're saying that they're yours, but what you're doing is you're emphasising that actually it could be yours. And that's how Darren kind of told me to do it, because I was saying I had no, results to share and things. And he said, leverage off other people's results, but you don't actually have to mention the other people. So that's just a little tip that I got. So again, it's just motivational, inspirational. This is fantastic for Darren. He deserves every inch of that car and more. So you can go down my wall, Johnny, and just take from it and post it on your wall. That's called leveraging. It's not called cheating or copying. Okay?
Okay.
So what I want to do is, in fact, this is obviously Darren's, but if these people along here are very, very important, okay? Because these, in effect, are prospects or possible prospects. Now, Darren, no, I know Darren knows Chad and Jessica, but if I click into this 167 other people, he's potentially got 167 people he can get in touch with. Now, these are all friends. Now, but there could be friends that he's not spoken to for a long time. So he can connect with them, see how they're getting on, see where they're up to, you know, and you know, just build up a conversation. But then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, oh, loads, who aren't even his friends. So he's got all those prospective people that he can connect to, build up a rapport with, build up a relationship with, and by using the Facebook formula, they can actually become part of our team. So if you on your wall have got people liking or commenting on your posts, then they are potential prospects for you to, you know, especially if they're not friends of yours. They could be friends of friends of friends, and that's how you can start building your list.
Yeah.
You can connect with those people, build up a rapport, build up a relationship, follow the Facebook formula, and you could have sign-ups like that.
It's cool, like, what you start to notice is the same people come over to your wall and start liking and commenting, the same people day in, day out. So the more they like and comment on your stuff is the more they like you, and that's half the process done.
It is, absolutely.
And then, like, instead of like basically, like, over the space of a few weeks, the same people will start to like and comment on your stuff. And each time they like and comment on your stuff, say hi to them again. And then it keeps building that rapport and relationship. By the more interactions with someone, the more they're gonna get, the more they're gonna trust you, and you're not just some fly-by-night thing. So yeah, so people come to your wall several times, and that's brilliant. You start to notice the people who are local in your community and really like what you're doing. Sometimes they just like what you're doing and they just do it for support, or sometimes they're actually genuinely interested, and that's when you've got a prospect.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Simon.
That's
Right.
good. I like that one. Thank you.
Also, Johnny, you know, look at the people who are commenting, because sometimes people comment but don't like, you know, and make sure you interact. So, you know, if somebody says something to you, reply like you do on your blog. You know, you've got some fantastic interaction on your blogs, your blog posts. Do exactly the same on your Facebook wall. Okay. You know, if somebody comments, reply back as much as possible.
Yeah, because you can build rapport and relationship without just messaging people.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do it all on your Facebook wall.
Okay, that's much better.
And the more, right, so you've got like one interaction, 20% of people, well, probably about 10% of people join you. Then second interaction, it'll be like 15, third, 20, fourth, 25. But the 8th to 12th connection, it's 80% of people join people in businesses. So that's why it's crucial to build that rapport and relationship on your wall and build that community around your wall.
Unfortunately, I get this all the time. So, and I normally remove it, but I didn't remove it. What I did was I told her not to put it on again. And the amount of people who have spoken to me and thanked me for replying to her to tell her to stop doing it is amazing. So obviously she's doing it in a lot more places than just with me. So, and I did myself a little...
They're good prospects as well, because they're obviously struggling.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why I stopped removing her from it, but actually asked her to remove it because it was upsetting people. So, going from that, oops, let me just get up here. I want to show you another way that you can build get more likes to your own Facebook wall. So if you join some groups, which I know you have done, okay, so if I go into here, okay, just go into any of your groups, right, and just start liking, commenting, you know, obviously on ones that you want to comment on and like, and what you'll find is they'll reciprocate and they'll start liking and commenting on yours. And if you do that every day, you'll get a build-up of new likes, you'll get a build-up of people asking you for friend requests, and that really builds up. So you're already in the groups anyway, so you know, put some of your posts that you put on your wall, put them in the group, and you know, just start commenting and liking, and you'll be amazed the interaction you'll get from it. And also another thing to do, if I just go in here, just bear with me. Now don't laugh because I have to use my little keyboard thing. Because my J's don't work. Come on. Yes, I spilt a glass of lemonade on my laptop, okay? And it's retaliated. There he is.
We've all been there.
Right, so just, you know, choose anybody. It doesn't have to be Jim Rowan. You know, just choose somebody who interests you, whether it's Jim Rowan, whether it's Oprah Winfrey, whether it's, you know, something in your niche. Okay, my niche is personal development, so something in your niche, okay? And go down on a post, all right? So this particular post here, right, all he's put is, the miracle of the seed and the soil is not available by affirmation. It is only available by labor, okay? And there's 1,186 people like that post. So you click in there. Now you will never ever get rejected if all you're doing is saying, hi, how are you? How are things going? Giving them a compliment, commenting on one of their posts. You will not get rejected, okay? And all you need to do is click on, I'll find one that has the message thing in the bottom. Oh, bother. Normally when you hover, you get this and you get a message one here, okay? Which isn't happening. Oh, there, okay? So Yusuf Asalam, okay, is from Australia, okay? I don't know him, so I click on message, and I just say, hi, Yusuf. Some of the letters will be missing, so I'll have to redo them. How are you? How are things going with you? And I always put, this is just because this is me, I always put, take care, Debbie. Now I'll just have to get my little thing out and fill in the gaps. Now you know why it takes me so long to answer everybody. These don't work at all. Okay, so that's it. Hi Yusuf, how are you doing? How are things going with you? Oops, putting the T. Take care, Debbie. So you know you can say, how are you? How's your day going so far? You know, whatever you feel comfortable with, and then however you want to end it, and then you just press send. You haven't pitched them, you haven't said who you are, you haven't mentioned anything. Well, you have mentioned who you are, sorry. But all you're doing is saying hello. Okay? Now, you might do that 25 times in a day and not get a reply.
Okay.
Right? But what you have to remember is you're reaching out to people who are worldwide. So when you're awake, somebody's asleep.
Okay.
Okay, so that person, and I've sat one day and actually done it to 35 people and never got a reply off any of them.
Wow.
What you don't do is you don't get emotionally attached to it. You don't get a reply, move on. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there. You just move on. Okay. Now, if you copy and paste your message, it can take you 10 minutes to, paste it to 10, 20 people.
Okay,
So it doesn't take a lot of time. A lot of people think, oh my God, how am I going to get to 20 people? You don't have, it takes next to no time. What takes the time is when they reply, and you then build up the conversation. But you don't see it as taking time.
Sorry, David, I hate to jump in and interrupt you. I was just going to say about the messaging front. The 25 a day, make sure you spread them out, because earlier, the other day, I sent like 10 in the space of like 2 or 3 minutes, and I got a warning from Facebook saying, slow down, don't send too many. So I was like, okay. So, yeah, make sure you like space out the 25 a day, especially if you're doing more than that. Like, I would do like 5 or 6, then just chill and just come back to it another time.
Yeah.
So, but I would keep like a tip mark of how many you've done each day and just kind of keep track of it. That kind of helps you to figure out, well, if I only sent 20 yesterday, then I might have to send another, send 30 the next day to make up for it. Tracking it really helps, like tracking your progress, particularly like how many people you talk to.
I was going to mention that if you don't do it one day, do double the next. If you don't do it for 2 days, do quadruple the next.
Yeah, be really careful about how many messages you send all at once, because I think how it works, or how it used to work, is you get a warning, and then after warning you get banned for like a month from messaging people. So be really, really careful, because this strategy is like Facebook based. So if you lose Facebook privileges, then how do you build your business? So yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
And
I tend to do 5, and then I'll do a couple of posts either on my wall or in a group, and then do a couple of likes, and then I'll come back and do another 5, and then go back and do the same, or if I'm doing something else. So you're only actually doing 5 at a time.
If you want to grab someone's attention as well, it's good to like their profile picture, their banner picture, and a fair few of the pictures on the wall. When they come online, they just see you taking over their notification box, and that's really desirable for people. Like, they're like, wow, who's this guy? Simon Davis is just like completely liked everything on my thing. I'm gonna check out what he does. I'm gonna check out his message, and I'm gonna speak with this guy. So yeah, it's good. It's a good idea to do that.
Absolutely. And people don't realize how valuable Facebook is, and how many things you can actually do in a very short space of time. Joining new Facebook groups, gives you brand new people to start speaking to. Going onto the groups and posting on the groups, and not pitching on the groups, but actually posting the value that's on your wall. Post it in a group, as long as it sits with that group. That you're not putting something that's ambiguous and doesn't actually go with that group. If you've got a specific niche and you stick it in a different niche, then it's not really going to work. You may not get a lot of. You'll either get, I know there's no such thing as negative. What is it? Negative praise or something. Somebody might come back and say this doesn't belong on here, but they've actually made contact with you. So then you can contact with them back and apologize and what have you. So Facebook is just so valuable on what you can actually do to get your business up and running. So don't be frightened of Facebook, and as I say, it's very, 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 very valuable. Change the teeth. A very, very valuable source. Now, in our group, which is I think I've brought the files over for the Facebook formula. So you've got all the chats in the group here, you know, so don't be frightened to click on it and actually use it. I will update it because Chad's actually updated it, so I will get the update back in there instead of using that one. But you know, what Chad's actually done is brilliant for us all to leverage off and all to use. And you know, you can then put your own twist on it, because I know Seb, I think it was you don't you use something like are you open to looking at another opportunity? Was that yours?
I kind of just follow what Darren is saying. So there's some scripts in the group I know in the files section. I'm kind of presuming you're in the group already.
Yeah, this is my group.
Okay, cool. So but there's one in the main iPass to Millionaires group as well. But no, I just use what Darren uses. So you know, I'm skipping past a few when I explain this, but you know, when I say, well, you know, asking if they're, let's say they're doing something on the side, and you say, well, okay, so how much money would you need to earn per month to be able to do whatever it is your passion full time to leave your job? And then they'll say, like, they'll give a number like, you know, $2,000 a month, and then you say, if I were to tell you that people on our team earn as much as $8,500 the first month and $11,500 the second month, and it was only $216 or maybe it's $218 to get started. Is that something that would interest you? That's pretty much what I use. I mean, generally speaking, that's kind of, it does depend really on what their need is. I don't always promote the business side. If they've already got a business and they're very happy where they are, then what I want to do is get them sold on the blog and the products.
Yes.
If they're already promoting a business, and then maybe at some point they might decide to promote it. But even if they don't, then you can still refer people to the blog. And there's some people who just want to use the blog, and that's okay. But you know, you can get them to start with the blog, and they can upgrade later. But you know, you just want to get their foot in the door, basically. But you know, just be quite attentive as to what they actually need. So is it a blog? Is it training? Is it a business opportunity? And then just kind of it would help to like go into Empower Network and just go through some training videos to understand it a bit more, just so you can kind of see what the remit is, the capability of Empower before like talking to people about it. Hopefully that kind of makes sense.
Get to know the product that you're trying to promote. Otherwise, if you don't, you can fall foul a bit if you're not careful with that. So, Johnny, this is Darren's group, which you obviously belong to. This is his group page, and he actually has the Facebook conversation pinned to the top. Do you have access to that as well? And anything that's on here, you see, this congratulations to, I'm not going to even try and pronounce that, Igio Savani, Alicchio, maybe. You know, whoops, he's just bought 6 figures, so, you know, Darren's edified him. So, you know, you could actually just copy and paste that to your wall.
Oh.
These are members of our team. We were all part of Darren's team. So you just copy and paste that and put it on your wall. And this is leveraging off the group. This is what we mean by leveraging off the group.
Steal your way to success.
Yeah. You know, so any post that Darren puts on, like, you know, the chain of thoughts that people go through, blah, 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 you just copy and paste it and stick it on your wall. You know, now if you find that Darren possibly uses words that you might not use, then, you know, just rearrange it slightly, put it in your own words, and then paste it. You know, it's that simple, really. They call it a copy and paste business, and basically that's what it is.
Well,
you know,
can you sorry about that, Miss Libby. Can you show an example?
Example of what?
Can you go up to the family that's just doing that? Right there, where go
this
down,
one.
that.
So
basically, what you're saying is copy the
watch.
and then
I shall show you. Okay, you'll have to copy the image because it won't copy. You'll have to save the image because it won't copy over. I've tried. I don't know how to do it. If somebody knows how to do it, that's brilliant. I'll just save it till I'll just put 60.
So you're saying without doing the share button, it's actually better if you copy and paste.
Yes.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Because if you notice, there's no, you can't share it anyway.
It depends really. If you want it to be like a value-based post, then yeah, copy and paste it. But if it's like results and somebody else has posted it already, you can always share it to like edify them and boost them up. Because what we're trying to do is boost the team up. So Seb's my sponsor. Seb bought the top producer formula and he went boss maker. So I put him on my wall by sharing his posts on my wall to spread his network and my network.
I got you.
And edify him as a leader, and then edify the whole team as successful. And if you're in that success vortex, you benefit from our success. So then you will have your story, and we'll boost you up eventually. So yeah.
So you see, this one doesn't actually have a share button, so you'd have to save the image and just copy the dialogue, and then just paste it onto your wall and add the picture.
Debbie, can you go into files and go onto Facebook questions, because they're really good.
Is that not in here?
I think it's that, yeah. If you click that, that's amazing to do, Johnny, because
Johnny,
this, like,
I've actually sent this to Johnny.
Yeah.
I emailed it to the.
Or whoever's watching.
Yeah.
This is amazing because we literally target our specific niche. Yeah, like stay-at-home mums, college students, baby bloomers, and it's phenomenal.
Wait, can you say that? Can you say that? You say college student too?
Yeah, everybody's in there. Have a look. Like it says, college students questions to ask, baby bloomers questions to ask, network marketers, internet marketers, everything's amazing.
I do have a question. How many Facebook group can you join without like, is there a limit to?
I think you can join as many as you like, but the kind of rule that I've been taught is to just join 5 a day.
5 a day. Okay.
Yeah.
5 a day.
It just keeps you under any radar that wants to kind of send you into Facebook jail. So this is the Facebook conversation. Whoops. Well, it decides to put into it. So there we go. So success questions. So if somebody asks you about the business, you know, you ask them why do they want to know, what do they do now, things like that. I want to go down to specific people actually. So questions for network marketers, so that's people who are already in the network marketing arena. Questions for affiliate marketers.
Can't see anything. I think your screen's crashed.
What was it?
It's just we're on the group still with your recent post activity or whatever it's called.
Bear with me a second and I'll see what's going on. Because it says it's showing that I'm still sharing. So.
Yeah, you're still sharing. Can't see anything. Anything new? Like if you're in like that file, we can't see it. We can see a cursor moving now though.
So if I open that, it's not sharing it. Is that what you're saying? Let me open. I actually downloaded it instead of not open it and just.
You might actually be on not share. You might just be on share web page, not just full screen. Because full screen, you can go everywhere. Web page just sticks on one Facebook or one internet.
Can you see that Facebook chat now or not?
No. Come out of screen share and go into full screen share, not just web page screen share, and then you can just diverse from all over your PC and stuff.
Right. So don't go into screen share. Go into web.
Yeah, it's screen share, but there's loads of click screen share and there's loads of options. You click share full screen, not just your dialog box of what you're doing.
It just says share screen on mine.
Oh, you should get like entire screen Google Hangouts, all the files, all your files.
I've got entire screen.
Yeah, click that one. That's it.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Been a bit blonde there. So now if I go back, ooh.
Not trying to be perfect, just making progress. that's another key point of network marketing is nobody's trying to be. Don't try and be perfect, especially first time. Just make progress. Put yourself out there and do it and make progress and learn through.
Progress, isn't it?
Tell you what.
So if I open it now, you should get it. Is that right?
Hopefully. Yeah.
You see it now.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, marvelous. See, I've learned something.
You've also got killer content in there as well. If you have a look in that file tab, I've got killer content where we can all add our own good content, so we can all steal it.
Yeah. Right, so you've got questions for retired baby boomers. You've got questions for stay-at-home mums, recently divorced, unemployed. We've got that. Sales professionals. So it gives you a massive, broad spectrum of people. So questions to make you money daily, then closing questions, how to actually close the sale.
Just to interject, the ones that have worked well for me for people who are not in the industry, which actually are probably some of your best prospects, because then there's no friction if you're talking to someone who's not in a network marketing company.
Yeah.
The best questions are things like, how have you been affected by what's happening in the economy, and have you ever thought about doing anything else? They're like, for me, the two key questions, and then they say, oh well, what else do you mean? And then you say, well, have you ever are you familiar with the network marketing industry? And then in some cases they've had like a bad experience, and they've tried cold calling, knocking on people's doors, basically doing the opposite of what we're doing, and it's not worked for them. So then we can say, we're doing it in entirely different ways. It's almost completely opposite of the old school. I had a lady today who said, well, I'm never going to do network marketing if you have to, try and sell to your friends and family. And I said, well, I don't sell to my friends and family, and I managed to bring in 5 people into my business. She said, oh, cool. Well, and I said, I just, use Facebook mainly. She said, okay, well, I'm interested. Send me some information. So there we go.
Excellent. And that's it. It's just kind of by asking the right questions and building up the rapport, you get to know what their pain, their passion, or their problem is. And these questions really help with that when you decide on, the niche you're going to go down, the type of prospects you're going to go after. And these questions have come together from what people have done in the past that's worked. So this is why we've got these fantastic resources in our Facebook group, because they've worked for people in the past.
Also, if you follow Chad's formula, basically if they're not saying no to you, if they do say no, which they won't, like 95% of people don't say no if you do this properly, they're not saying no to you, Johnny, they're saying no to their dreams and their passions. We like craft it in such a way that they're not saying no to our business, they're not saying no to us, so there's nothing against us if they say no. It's literally them stopping themselves from living their dream and passions. And that's phenomenal.
And it's understanding not to get emotionally attached when someone says no. So if you've been in a conversation with someone and at the end of it it's a no, you just give yourself a parting wave like, no problem, what you got planned for the weekend? Or, no problem, what you got planned for tonight? You're not just saying no problem and leaving, or you're not just saying no to you so that you're shutting them down, because you still want to have that relationship, because you don't know what happens in the future to that person. And if you've left it open in such a way that you've still got a relationship and a rapport with them, and their circumstances change, they can come back to you.
I don't go into like push selling and closing like I tend to do. Which that's my ego, I've got to go over and drop it and just let go.
Yeah,
and just...
It's getting to the point where they are asking you,
right,
how do I sign up? Right. You're not saying to them, go here and sign up. Right. You're getting to a point where they're actually saying to you, where do I sign?
If you leave it on good terms, they'll come to you. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
They'll also follow your posts as well if you're like constantly, not constantly, but regularly posting about what the group are doing and all that sort of thing. Typically, what I like to do is, let's say there's been like a really key success story, or maybe it's something related to what you've done, whether you've helped another team member or you've made your like first sale. If that's like your #1 story at the top of your newsfeed, that's the point where I would just go and interact with loads of other people, go on their profile, like a few comments, pictures and stuff, and like leave some comments as well. And in turn, they're going to reciprocate that. And the first thing they'll see is like they'll see on your your profile, oh wow, he's Johnny's been in a month and he's already made his first commission. Most people, be in a business for 10 years and never make a commission. So just things like that really. Just showcasing what the team's doing. So yeah, that's what I had to add really.
Yeah, I do have a question, but what if let's say another MLM network marketer try to recruit you? How would you interact with them? Because I've been getting that a lot from a lot of Empower. They just basically I just got a guy, he's from Empower, and he just stick a link, and he didn't get to know me.
Unfortunately, there are people out there who haven't grasped what we're all about.
Right.
They haven't grasped that we don't do it the traditional way, of the pitching. We do it the way of getting to know a person, finding out what the problem is, finding what the passion is, finding what the pain is. So if you've got somebody coming to you who's just saying, really pitching you, just say, sorry, I'm not interested, I'm not employable.
Right, but what I do is I actually let them talk to me. I just listen. I just want to know. I don't know. That's just me.
You can listen to them and you can actually teach them on how to do it properly.
Yeah, step into your power as a leader that you're becoming and will be in the next few weeks, and just literally guide them on how to do it properly, and send them one of your webinars, send them this or something, or because they're not going to break through without Millionaire Mentoring live. Trust me, because I've tried and it's difficult. But until you're live, it's hard to break through because you've got so much baggage you're not aware of, and this is only like 1% of Millionaire Mentoring right now we're doing, compared to like the 99% of deeper stuff, heart and soul and past stuff we actually cover. So if someone's pitching you all the time or whatever, and best thing to do is just provide them with a value-based webinar that you've done, then they can get to know your story, they can get to know how much value you provide, they can get to know how you roll, and they will start to like you as they watch you on a carbon copy of you, and then they probably come back to you in a week and say, hey, hang on a minute, you really know what you're doing, and I hold my hand up that I need help and come to you for guidance. So yeah, that's how I handle them people.
Exactly, and the thing is, we're not kind of precious with our team. Do you know what I mean? If somebody out there from another team needs help, I've got a girl that I look after from another team because her sponsor has never connected with her.
Right.
Now she's already signed up with Empower Network, so if she was to come out, she would have to wait 6 months to be able to come back in again. So that wouldn't work for her, so she comes to me and asks me questions if she doesn't have the answer. But she's not part of my team, but I would never turn her away.
And also, yeah, that's good, Debbie. I like to say, reputation beats commissions.
Yeah.
So she could give you a testimonial, which will bring you loads of people in.
Yeah, and that's it,
That's priceless.
And she's always thanking me, because but to me that's what it's all about. It's all about helping each other. So if you've got people who are pitching you from Empower, Johnny, right, invite them to one of our masterminds.
Okay.
Or actually give them the link. Give them the link to any one of our masterminds.
Yeah,
or even one of Darren's.
Yeah,
all of Darren's are on YouTube.
Yeah, I have one of my friend. He's from Empower. He's been struggling for 6 months, so I have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been talking. He's been in Empower for 6 months, so I have to because he have like school and work, so he's doing part time for Empower.
That's exactly why he needs millionaire mentoring, because he can
Absolutely.
learn how to live. I've got a family, I've got a full-time job, and I'm still working 24/7 because I know how to leverage my time, efforts, energy, and money online.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
And you do that because this is training. You do that through video, through stuff like what we're doing right now. Like this will go on and teach hundreds of people without us being around.
Absolutely.
For years to come, and that's the leverage of the internet. People don't understand that until they're actually slapped in the face with it.
Absolutely.
They don't realize the power of it until they're in Millionaire Mentoring and slapped in the face with it. Because I was in the industry for 3 years, and I still didn't click that video is just a powerful leveraging tool, and that's how you get your business on autopilot. The more times you put yourself out there on video, through value-based webinars, on your wall, on your blog, the more you expand yourself, basically, omnipresent across every single network, all over the internet, the more sign-ups you're going to get. Auto.
Yeah. I mean, I've now given myself a 90-day video challenge. That's why you're seeing videos all the time.
That's good.
because if I give myself that challenge, then I'll do them.
Are you putting them on your blog and on YouTube as well as Facebook?
Yes. They actually become my blog, if you know what I mean. I do the video on whatever the subject is, and then I write the blog.
Yeah.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah. But they are, I mean, I don't think people realise how powerful they are, because you can actually turn your video into an audio as well.
Put it on SoundCloud and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and if you get it that way as well as the video side as well, Johnny. Because you're quite good at doing videos, Johnny. So when you do your videos, you can stick the audio up as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of doing an audio for a pop-up.
Send videos to your list as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you email your list 3 times a day,
Right.
send one of your emails can be a video.
Okay.
One of your emails can be your blog, and your third video can be, you know, sending the link if you want.
Okay.
You know, in some kind of obviously email format.
Seb, send me the link to your autoresponder. I'm going to join in the next few days because I need to get an autoresponder set up. That's crucial, isn't it?
Yes, you definitely need one of those.
I'm really missing out on like follow-up ROs and sending them pure value and just like running around like headless chicken catching them on Facebook.
Yeah, you definitely are. You're missing a trick there, my dear. Right, well, it's 11 o'clock-ish. So I'd like to, firstly, Johnny, do you have any questions before we end for this evening?
Oh yeah, I was thinking, do you know how to, I know I'm gonna leverage off if I do sign, like, sign people up, but how do you, like, show people to do a blog? Because I wanted to do a video on that. Like,
right, I'll go on.
Oh yeah, okay, no problem. Alright.
I'll actually go through that with you, Johnny. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna watch this video again. I'm gonna go to your YouTube and watch it. This is actually pretty good. Thank you guys.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say a huge big thank you to Seb and to Simon for joining us this evening and giving us some fantastic value. So thank you, guys. Thanks to both.
Welcome.
Thank you. And I'd like to say thank you for Johnny for being here to get all the value.
Yeah,
so this is Debbie, the Debonair Marketer, and we're going to say good night. So goodbye for now, and we'll see you all again very soon. Take care.
Bye for now, guys.